up, all my fight fans? So, rumor around the campfire is MVP Michael Venom Page, Bellator superstar, is possibly making his way over to UFC, the UFC, I should say, the NFL of the MMA world. You know, we all know this. No disrespect to all the other MMA outlets like One, Bellator, PFL, and whatnot. You know, these guys are really, really good. You know, they really bring a lot of entertainment to the MMA world, but we all know UFC is literally the upper echelon, the NFL of the MMA world, like I just said. So, Michael Venom Page, a big superstar in Bellator. If you have not seen him, go ahead, check out his highlights. Go ahead, check out some of his fights. He is a superstar in Bellator. He's a really good, talented fighter, a really good stand-up technical fighter, I should say. But definitely really, really good overall. But looks like he might be making his way over to UFC. And as I mentioned, that he wants a top 10 opponent, quite possibly even a top 5 opponent in the welterweight division. So guys, who do we give him to? Well, there's been a lot of rumor around the campfire that quite possibly he could be facing another great stand-up fighter, another great karate point fighter, which is something very similar to what Michael Venom Page is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That would actually be a very fun fight. A very, very fun fight. Very fun stand-up fight. Of course, you got the other guy, who is another point fighter, who is another great stand-up fighter. Well, we don't know how great he is just yet, but Ian Garry, Machado Garry, you know, that is actually Machado. I can't remember the middle name. Excuse me, but Garry, you know, he is definitely another great one. We saw what he was able to do to Neil Magny and such like that. So this would be another great fight for him to go in to walk into. You know, like you said, he wants a top 10 opponent, and there's plenty of top 10 opponents in there. A lot of big names. Hell, I would even like to put him against Kevin Holland. That would actually be a very fun fight. Him and the trash talk that these guys would do to each other would be very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. There's that, and then of course there's like a few other guys like Sean Brady. I'm not sure if Michael Chiesa is going to be around much longer, but you never know. I wouldn't give him any of the wrestlers like Gilbert Burns, Bilal Muhammad, some of these guys that we know is just going to take him down, because that's just something that he is not very accustomed to. He reminds me over like a Diaz brothers. Like if you take him to the ground, it's not necessarily the greatest thing, even though we know Diaz brothers have great jiu-jitsu, but that's a good way to stop some of their really, really good skills, which just so happens to be on the feet. So there's endless amount of talent in the welterweight division in the UFC. We already know he's not going to go against some of the guys like the upper echelon, like maybe a Kamaru Usman, a Kobe Covington, a Leon Edwards. Probably not so much. Maybe not even a Bilal Muhammad. I don't think Bilal Muhammad, he really wants to risk possibly a number one contender spot to possibly losing it to Michael Venom Page. So that might be out of the question. So you're looking at guys like Ian Garry. You're looking at Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, possibly Sean Brady. You know, a few other guys out there. Maybe a Gilbert Burns, but I don't think he would necessarily take that fight. You never know, though. But guys, let me know in the comments on who do you think MVP should take on in his MMA debut, or excuse me, his UFC debut. Let me know who do you think he should be taking on. Wonderboy, Brady, Garry. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.